So lately, I've been getting a lot of puppy questions, so I thought that I would answer the most common ones in this video. A puppy can bring an endless amount of joy into any home. It's the reason why dogs are the most popular pets. The first few weeks are critical in establishing a bond with your dog that is based on trust, respect, and acknowledging the needs of one another. Dogs develop psychologically at an exceptionally young age, which means that they are ready to learn as soon as they come home. The first thing on the agenda should be to teach the dog to understand basic English. We have to take the time to teach them what words like sit, lie down, and come here mean. This is where basic lure training comes into play. Lure them into the sit position by using a piece of food and then consequently rewarding them for it. Once they begin to understand that this action results in a positive outcome, we start adding the words. Eventually, you can start to speak to the dog in fuller, more constructive sentences. Come here and sit. Go and lie down. Dogs are able to understand chunks of words like that, but they first need to be taught the key words. Just because a dog understands what sit means does not mean that they will want to do it every single time that we ask them to. This is actually what obedience in dog training is all about. What we start to do now is follow a low probability behavior, something the dog may not want to do, such as sit, with a high probability behavior, something that the dog does want to do. Go outside, chase a tennis ball, get to play with a toy, go on a walk, sniff the grass, another dog. By asking your dog to sit before you give them all these things, we are teaching them that obedience has a variety of pleasant outcomes. Incorporate life rewards into your training from early on, and you will quickly have a dog that wants to please you. The emphasis in puppy training always needs to be on teaching your dog the appropriate and acceptable habits instead of correcting problem behavior, because in the long run, good habits are just as hard to break as bad habits. Puppies require a lot of exercise and mental stimulation. Most behavior problems like barking and other annoying activity is the result of boredom and lack of a more appropriate outlet. With brains that are biologically developed to acquire a number of advanced skills from a very young age, trick training, long walks, games of fetch are only some of many activities that will sufficiently tire a puppy out enough to stay out of trouble. Punishment in dog training is one of those things that has been grossly misunderstood for many, many years, to the point where it can easily be classified as abuse. From a psychological behavioral perspective, punishment is defined as something that reduces the chances of the immediately preceding behavior to be repeated in the future. Punishment does not have to be painful, nasty, or intimidating in order to be effective. And so it shouldn't be. The healthy way to punish a dog is to simply remove all positive stimulus from their environment. You would do this by briefly ending all forms of interaction with the dog. Eye contact, body language, verbal communication. For example, puppies have a very understandable habit to be mouthy and nip at your hands, mostly because, like an infant, they're teething. And to correct this problem, all you need to do is momentarily cease all kinds of interaction with the dog. That's the punishment. It teaches the dog, when I do this, all the fun and good things end, thus making it less likely to be repeated again in the future. After having punished the dog by removing your attention, we would quickly offer the appropriate item, and as they begin to take an interest, we can communicate to them that this is good, this is what I want you to do. What we have done is taken a bad habit and turned it into a positive learning experience. And with consistency and time, you can teach a dog to chew only on their toys. It is my belief that one of the most common mistakes we make with our puppies is give them too much freedom too soon. House training is a source of frustration for many new parents, but supervision and management will pave the way for a dog that quickly becomes house trained. In addition to properly using a crate, Have the dog on a regular 4 to 6 foot leash at all times until they are fully reliable. We all want to eventually have dogs that can roam freely around the house, but we also have to be certain that they fully understand the rules of your house before you can expect them to be followed. That's about everything I wanted to go over today. So now I want to know, what are some experiences that you have had with a puppy? As much as we can teach them, I think there is a lot more that they can teach us.